Dog owners, would you cut off 5 years of your own life and give these to your dog? If so, why? 3 years ago, I was sitting in my apartment staring at a bottle of pills, planning to end everything. My wife had left me, took the kids, the house, everything. The divorce papers were brutal. She got full custody because of my drinking problem. I lost my job at the accounting firm because I kept showing up drunk or not at all. My brother stopped calling after I borrowed money for the 3rd time and spent it on whiskey instead of rent. I was completely alone except for Max, this goofy yellow lab who somehow still wagged his tail every time I walked through the door. Even when I hadn't showered in days and the apartment smelled like stale beer and regret. Even when I yelled at him for barking too much or forgot to fill his water bowl. That night, I was done. I had the pills lined up on my bathroom counter, counting them out like some twisted math problem. 47 pills equals 1 less failure in the world. I was actually reaching for the first handful when Max started scratching at the bathroom door. Not his usual playful scratching, but this desperate, panicked sound I'd never heard before. He was whining and crying like he knew exactly what I was about to do. I tried to ignore him, but the sound got worse. It was heartbreaking, like he was begging me not to leave him. Finally, I opened the door, and this 60-pound dog launched himself into my lap and refused to move. He was licking my face, pawing at my chest, doing everything he could to keep my attention on him instead of those pills. For 20 minutes, he wouldn't let me stand up. Every time I tried to push him away, he'd just lean in harder like he was trying to absorb all my pain through his fur. That's when it hit me. This dog loved me more than I loved myself. He didn't care that I was broke, unemployed, or that my own family had given up on me. To Max, I was still worth saving. The next morning, I poured the pills down the toilet and called a therapist. Max sat next to me during that first phone call, his head resting on my leg like he was making sure I followed through. I started going to AA meetings, and Max would wait in the car for the full hour every single time. When I got sober, he celebrated by bringing me his favorite tennis ball. When I got a new job, he somehow knew to be extra good that first week. For 2 years, we rebuilt our lives together. He was there when I had panic attacks, when I cried about missing my kids, when I felt like drinking again. Max never judged me, never abandoned me, never made me feel like the screw-up everyone else saw. Last month, I noticed Max wasn't eating much. He'd always been food-obsessed, the kind of dog who'd knock you over for a dropped potato chip, but he was leaving half his dinner untouched. Then he started having trouble with stairs, something that had never been an issue. The vet ran tests. Cancer. Advanced. Maybe 6 months if we're lucky. I drove home in complete silence while Max sat in the passenger seat, tail wagging because he got to ride shotgun. He had no idea his world was ending. All he knew was that we were together, which was enough to make him happy. That night, I held him on the couch and asked myself the same question everyone asks when they're losing someone they love. What wouldn't I give for more time? The answer was simple. Everything. I'd give everything.